How's it going, everyone? Hopefully doing well. Welcome to the Jagdpanzer E100. Now, I wanted to make this video quite a while ago, actually. But I had a day where I tried to record for this tank. It just didn't work. Like, I tried so many different tanks and it just didn't want to work how I kind of imagined it. And I have no problem showing you, like, bad games, as you've seen. But when the games are so bad that they're just all of them are like 3-minute games, where you can't even really demonstrate the tank, then that is just, in my opinion, just not worthy of a video. Like, it's just not. So, here's hoping that these games go better. And I mean, if you're watching this, then obviously they went slightly better than last time. But it's been a good, like, 2-3 weeks. So let's go. Oh, and obviously we're firing mostly heat because 420 pen. And I am a very filthy gold noob. Okay. We are on Westfield, and this has got a smile on my face. Because, can I just say, this tank is absolutely stupid, right? And should not be in the game. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. 1,000 damage with 420 heat pen is dumb. Okay? It just eradicates any form of armor, right? These are like the dumbest rounds in the game. You complain about, like, you know, pay to win rounds or whatever. Like, this is by far the worst. Who is going to be our first victim? It seems to be a 50B. Apparently not. But we can just relax and shoot him again in a second, hopefully. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing also gets like 1.4k or something HE pen? HE pen? No, HE damage. Do you know what? We've actually switched to AP because we don't really need against a 50B or even this SDB, to be honest. Sir? It's kind of a shame. Just gonna have to wait. How is no one hitting this EBR? We're gonna go for another shell in a second. Oh no, he's dead. We are also getting shot by someone in the middle and we just cannot even see that. See if we can move up a little bit and then get some shots on other people. At the moment there's not really anything that we can shoot at, so maybe we should push up to the ridge line. And even though that we don't really have armor, realistically speaking, because this thing will just get penned here, here, and in the cupola. The cupola by literally anything. But yeah, we might be able to get something done. The game's kind of going a little bit too fast at the moment. Like, all of these are dying way too quick now. We're going to keep AP loaded just because if we need to aim into the city and we, you know, hit something, it's going to be better to have AP. And also, maybe we can actually shoot this E4 if we get a little bit lucky. No, is the answer. Good. That was a nice game. I mean, I don't really understand why the enemy played this like this. Like, everyone's just sitting at the back. The SDBs didn't even bother to go onto the ridgeline and actually play. I don't understand. They just allowed our team to just push through and just completely annihilate anyone that's in this bowl here. Like, these two, I would be raging at my team if I was these two, because they literally done nothing. But I mean, whatever. Like, it's a big slow TD and you just cannot do anything in it if the game is too fast. Wow, we get 3,000 XP. I don't know. Like, I really don't know what the enemy team were doing. Like, they just sat there and done nothing. Like, this guy got 1 shot of damage. This guy got 0. And this guy... Man, I don't know. Like, I fired 3 shots, we hit 1 and penned 0. It is a wonderful experience. The thing is, you need people to actually pick that ridgeline and get shot. Like, that's how you get damage on that map as a TD. If you don't, you're just gonna get nothing. And I mean, I know that the peak was stupid, but I really just didn't care at that point because I wanted something to happen. It was so boring to play that map in that way. Anyway, next game. Right, we're on Pearl River now. I'm actually going to load heat as the first shell because we are going to be going to the heavy corner. What do I want to do? We kind of need to play a little bit passively. So I might sit back at the start and just see what's going to happen. Yeah, that sounds good. Right, we are approaching L position. Is there going to be anyone on this little bit here, though? That is the question. Okay. Oh. As soon as I want... I'm just going to push up, then. This Kran should be able to shoot this guy. And we need to be able to push up to... No, he's not having a good time. No, he's definitely not having a good time. Jesus. Go on. It's kind of annoying that you can see through wrecks. Well done. Thank you. Back to the garage review. If you didn't know, wrecks do not render for view range. So if you have a wreck, and it's especially good if you're capping, because you can cap behind a wreck and you'll still see straight through the wreck as if it wasn't there, but you can still get defense from it, protection, as obviously you can't shoot through it. I don't really want to peek this side because, Jagdpanzer E100, but it's... I should probably just peek this side, to be honest. I was going to say it's going to be the lesser of 2 evils, but I don't think it actually is. Just do a quick snap there. I'm not going to be trying to sit there for too long, to be honest. And I'm also just going to peek this, just like this. Yep. Might have to reload, but whatever. Yeah, he weren't expecting that, let's be honest. I mean, he should have been, but he wasn't expecting that. I want to try and get a shot off on this guy, but they're kind of holding that, which is okay. I mean, well done. You shot me. Well done. Okay, that should be okay to be kind of protected. Let's see if we can actually get some shots onto people that are around here now. We may be able to get a shot on the E3. Man, really? What? I'm sorry, what? Okay. That's impressive, to say the least. Also, my Kran has gone all the way back, which is really not good for us. Like, it's really just not good. We might be able to, like, hide here. Oh, he's come back. I don't really know if this Jagdpanzer is going to push round or not. It's the only problem. You get spotted. I'm guessing it's by like the E5 there or something. Ah. That's not so good. Well, I mean, we get one more in. I need to try and angle it as best as I could, but it's not going to work, is it? And I now die to the E5, I believe. Or anyone that reloads in time. Last little bit of damage done at the end. It's not too bad. We get 4k out of it. We didn't really get into a good position, to be honest. But are we going to win this? Probably not. Probably not, no. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad, to be honest, for us. Yeah, we lost, but whatever. I mean, I really do not care about win rate or anything like that. We also forgot to do the... change this from the 907. But at least, you know, we're now at 2k DPG instead of... instead of 0, which is good. Hey, look, we can get our first field mod as well. See? Wonderful. Field mods for this vehicle are actually kind of insane. If I just get rid of the camera for a second, you get the 30% suspension durability, which is super, super nice to have. Obviously, you can become more accurate, and then also you get view range for free. Why do I say that? Because -6 concealment after firing is not really going to affect much, as it's already 0.76 after firing. So, you know, the difference between... it's not really worth taking it, is it? And then you could go for either hit points or get a nice reload time reduction, which is actually quite nice. I'd probably choose that over the hit points because, you know, you're minus, like, you're below 20 seconds then at that stage, and you're 3.2k DPM, which is nice. And then you could go faster backwards, or you could get more suspension repair speed, which is probably better overall. Yeah, sure, going back at 17 is nice, but it's probably better just to get that extra engine power for when you're going forwards as well. So they are the ones that I would recommend. And I've also just realized a slight problem. The crew, this thing has so many crew members that it actually hides behind my webcam, which is impressive. I do just have intuition and repairs, basically. This one doesn't have repairs, but it's got safe stowage, so this one just has intuition and repairs, and obviously Brothers in Arms. Yeah, let's go and play our third and final game in this thing. And hopefully we can get a little bit, well, a similar game to the last one. Because, yeah, this thing, as you saw there, when it hits, it definitely hits very, very hard. Okay, so we're now in Ghost Town, and we have a wonderful position which we are going to go to. I've also moved the webcam down a little bit. We may be able to see the crew members now. I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't really make any difference. Like, you can still see the chat a little bit, so it doesn't really change much. Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a better position for the webcam to be in. But yeah, we're going to load gold because, as you are well aware by now, I am a filthy gold spammer who has 0 skill and 0 knowledge of the game and cannot play the game without firing gold. So yeah, that is, yeah, that's me. Feels bad, man. I guess I'm just bad. But we're going to get into a position where we can farm the heavy tanks from the safety of the back of the map. And this is a wonderful position that Wargaming has implemented, as you can see, where you can just bounce, apparently. But you're just not going to get spotted. You know, it's good. It's good. Thanks, Wargaming, for adding this position, by the way. It definitely improves gameplay. I mean, you're not really going to hit everything. Wait, that might have spotted me. Oh, I didn't. Okay. We'll just stay behind here for 12 seconds anyway. I mean, these shells are quite expensive. So, yeah, it's going to cost you a fair bit, but... no. When it hits, well worth it. What a stupid position this is. You even get it on the other side as well, which is even worse. Oh, hello. I'm sure he had a wonderful time playing Ghost Town. I mean, who doesn't enjoy getting shot at by invisible TDs when you're trying to play the game against heavy tanks? I also really don't think this phase 1 is going to peak again, so it's time to push forwards because it was already 3-0. And we need to... I mean, to be honest, if I can get around about 3.5k on tier 10s, I'm pretty happy overall. That's what I try and aim to get with most tier 10s. On like the Chief and 279, I want to try and get 4k, but you know, for these types of vehicles, especially like the E100, like the Jagdpanzer E100, it's kind of a little bit map dependent and just RNG dependent on like the matchmaking and stuff. So I don't really expect it to be, that's unlucky. I don't really expect it to be, you know, like a 4k tank for me personally. Let's just continue. There is an FV as well, which I don't know where he is, but he's probably there at the very back of the map. So we will find that out in a second. Oh, hi. I'm sure, again, he's having a wonderful time playing water tanks. I don't know if we can see over this. See, this is a slight issue, right? Because I want to be able to shoot this IS-4 and this E100. There we go. But the problem is, there we go. I wanted to try and angle so that I can keep the cupola that I have hidden, and I thought it was on this side, but it's actually on this side. So it wasn't actually very good angling at all. There's nothing wrong with this gun, okay? It's very well balanced, okay? It has a long reload time. He enjoyed himself. It has a long reload time. So it doesn't have much DPM, right? Man, I'm sorry. Like, 420 heat is actually just dumb. It shouldn't be a thing. This tank, you can actually nearly right-click, left-click with the tank. Like, that is just how stupid it is. And there you go. There's 4.8k. And we weren't even really trying. I don't know. Like, it's really stupid. It's just a dumb tank. The thing is, this tank, I would argue, is OP for the gun. Just the gun. Right? Because nobody needs 420 millimeters of pen. Heat pen, for that matter. Which means that it's going to be the same at 500 meters as it is at 100 meters. Nobody needs that. Nobody. And again, we can apply. Lovely. Hey, we even made credits profit. Look at that. Dirty gold spammer, still making credits. I love annoying people that think like that gold rounds are so just what makes players good and all that. It's actually great. So at the end of the day, even with a 0 damage game, we have 3k. What is our average damage on this tank? 3k. It's probably about right, to be honest, for me and this tank. Yeah, it's not great. It's not terrible. For me personally, that's about right, I would say. Which is roughly penning 3 shots. Let's be honest. If you have a good game, you can pen more. If you have a bad game, you can pen less. If you have a game that's too fast and you're finishing off low health tanks, that's really where you kind of struggle with this tank. Because to get really, really high DPGs, you need to be penning your shells for full damage, basically. And a lot of the time, you just don't have that as an option. So you could be like shooting targets and you have like a 20-second reload for like 100 damage. And you're like, that's not really worth my time, to be honest. But yeah, that's the Jagdpanzer. I think this gun is broken. I actually do. I don't agree with this gun at all. It's a stupidly, like, just noob gun. That is what this tank is. It is a noob gun. Everything else about the vehicle is fine because it's slow. It doesn't really have armor, especially when you know what you're doing, like you can pen this cupola pretty easily, because even if it's slightly above you, you can still kind of hit it, but most of the time you're going to be head on like this, and that's a pretty easy shot to hit. If you're face hugging, you can go and just pen with heat rounds through here, or obviously the lower plate. And if it gets tracked, yeah, that's in for a bit of an issue, and you're not really going to be enjoying yourself for very long. But the problem is the gun, honestly. It's far too accurate, like 0.31, and I could get this down to like even more as well. If I used IAU, for example, which does bring us onto equipment. I mean, like you can kind of choose whatever you want. In my opinion, you don't really need optics. You already have 441 meters view range, which is fine. And then obviously with the film mod, that's going to go up even more. The only thing that I would say is that you could ditch the IRM that I was using, and you could put bounty aiming. You could also put hardening on this tank, and you could go like an E3 kind of setup with turbo, hardening, and then rammer. And I wouldn't remove the rammer because this thing actually gets quite good DPM in comparison. Like you can get this down to, you know, sub 20 seconds, which is mental for the alpha damage. So you're not waiting around as much. And those extra, like, you know, 4 or 5 seconds could actually be quite beneficial to you because of the way that you can play this tank. If you're playing with HP boost, you can afford to go on the front line and try and, you know, shoot the target and just pull back as and when you can. Whereas if you don't use a rammer, those 4 extra seconds or 5 extra seconds, you could just be sitting there doing nothing and the target could be gone by then. But yeah, that's the E100, Jagdpanzer E100. It's, yeah, I don't know, man. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, then of course you know what to do. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video.